What's up, dudes? Mount Vernon Kid here, coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? Coming to you back again with the comic review. As always, appreciate everybody that tunes in to watch me deliver my comic reviews. Yeah, like I said. Yeah, I'm rocking the hoodie like I usually always do. I'm a hoodie man. I don't care. um, as always, you know what I'd like to do, give a shout out to somebody I'd like to plug, and things like that. So this week goes to the real Manos. Yes, indeed, very cool guy. Celebrated his birthday not too long ago. So I hope he's watching. Happy birthday, a related birthday again. I've said happy birthday to him on his Facebook channel as well. Very in depth. He created his own comic called The Red Knight. Very cool indeed. Um, check him out. Real cool. As always, I'll leave the link of his channel in the description. But other than that, let's move on to the comics, shall we? So, as always, like I said, this month the lineup will go DC, Independent, then Marvel. And then I'll usually change it again next month. But this week I have a few DC. Not a lot of DC this week. Not a lot of DC. One Independent, and the rest is Marvel. So, let's kick it off with DC. First off, dropped my book. Sorry. First book. Still continuing the Night of the Owls. Miss Gail Simone. Batgirl, number 9. Um, Good stuff here, man. Gail Simone does a very fantastic job on this. It's Batgirl, Babs, versus a Talon that, yeah, it's a girl, it's a female, but they kind of give a little bit of an origin of this one. She's actually from the 1940s during World War II and everything like that, and we get to see where she came from, and so to speak. I believe she's from, or if it was another girl that they showed in a flashback when the Haley Circus first came to Gotham. But it's all a basic bottom line of Batgirl protecting what she can do with Gotham, protect Gotham. The Court of Owls have even came after Jim Gordon, told her if he does anything to help out, including set off the famous bat signal, everything like that, then everybody's gonna die, including his daughter. But we all know Jim Gordon. He's not gonna just quiver in fear. He's gonna do something about it, and he does. But it doesn't go according to plan when he shines the signal. But yeah, it was Batgirl versus this Talon right here. Um, Babs really had to dig deep into fighting her because it was like she couldn't fight this Talon. The way I'm looking at it is now you can't fight the Talons the normal way that most of the Bat family fight. You got to go outside of the box sometime because just how Batwing fought one of them, you had to go outside the box, and you can't be playing nice with these guys. These guys are killers, and they're gonna kill you if you don't if you try to take it easy on them. But yeah, it was good, very good. Batgirl number 9. All right. Moving on to the next story, Night of Owls. Batman, number 9. Uh, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. Mm-mm-mm. And I mean that in a good way. I don't mean that in a bad way. All right, so this is still what was going on in Batman from 9. Batman's in his suit, and he's battling the Talons that have, occupied Wayne Manor. And Bruce even says it in this. I can't play soft with these guys. I gotta play hard. Gotta play hardball. So he does everything he does in this book. Like he's freezing these guys. He's He's squashing. You know the dinosaur that's in the. He actually has its step on them. Crazy stuff like that. While Alfred is still sending out the message to the rest of the Bat family if they're in Gotham that what's going on. But this is some good stuff here, and it picks up also right where Batman goes off to Arkham to save Dr. Arkham and things like that. But afterwards, it's what Batman says, and I'm spoiling this, guys, for you. He basically says, okay, no longer, we got to take the fight to them now. We take the fight to the Talons, to the Court of the Owls. They came in my house, I'm coming into their house now. I'm taking the fight to them. And sometimes that's what you got to do in a battle. The Court of Owls have the upper hand in a while. Time for the Bat family to take it to them. Hard style. So, got to give him credit for that. But this was really good. This event has been really good. Very good. As always, like I said, guys, if you are reading stories like Batman and Robin and Red Hood and the Outlaws, Catwoman, those books like that, give me an overview of what's going on in those books, because I don't read those books. I read enough Bat family books as it is. And pretty much, like I said, when they rebooted the DC, I was going to keep reading what I was reading before 52. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay? So that's the thing. All right? Next up, Green Lantern number 9. Jeff Johns, Doug Mahnke. This still continues. What's the secrets of the Indigo Tribe? And man, do we get some secrets in this one, guys. Yeah, you see my eyes? Yeah, man. Oh, holy shit. We get some interesting secrets now from the Indigo Tribe. And the Indigo Tribe represents what? Compassion, right? Yeah. Bottom line, without spoiling too much for you, let me just tell you what the Indigo Tribe is occupied of. All the members are nothing but intergalactic killers and sadists. What the fuck? So it's like, holy shit. Like, you figure these people the members of the Indigo Tribe were, good in some way. They this and that, but we get that from one of the following, I guess, chronologists of the Indigo Tribe. We get also to figure out what the word Nork means. You always hear an Indigo Tribe say, and we see what the Indigo Tribe does to Sinestro in this, and we get a little bit of a backstory, more of Sinestro and Abensura's sister. Boy, we get some good stuff in this. I'm drowning from not spoiling this book too much, guys, but that's the main thing I wanted to spoil, is what the Indigo Tribe are made of. And they ain't nothing but a bunch of killers and sadists. What the fuck? I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, that freaked me out right there. I'm like, holy shit. No way. All right. Okay, and the last book, guys, I'm sorry, but I am a follower of Grifter, and no matter who is on there, yes, I am a supporter of him. I'm a supporter of Cold Cash. Grifter number 9, yes. RL, we all know who that is. Yeah, read the name, get it, you see it. But this was good. This was good. It starts to come to the factor now that Grifter must fulfill his destiny. It's coming to, like, now the reason why the DYNAMITEs kind of chose him or something like that, or he is kind of like a chosen one. And we're introduced to the new 52 of Cheshire right there, and Deathblow. And I like Cheshire's Cheshire's new look. I like her design. Very cool. She's packing katana blades. She's got like war paint over her eyes. Not She's still rocking the green, and it's cool. She saves Cole. The Damonites now are not taking it easy no more. Now they're sending their warrior class soldiers after Cole, and these guys pack a wallop. They can take a beating, but it's getting really deep now between Cole, and now that there is a resistance against him. He knows he's not alone in this no more. So, but despite, yes, Rob Liefeld, this was good. Despite that, and I'm gonna continue to read it, even if nobody else does. I will continue to inform you guys on what's going on in Grifter. I will tell you if I like it. I'll tell you if I don't like it. The fact is, I'll keep it real. That's my motto. I keep it real. And unfortunately, with this one, this was good. Wasn't that bad, But we'll see how that goes down the line. Okay. Excuse me. Mouth got a little dry. Okay. Next up, we move to Dynamite, the only Dynamite comic I got this week. And that's none other than Lord of the Jungle, number 4. Nelson and Castro. Yes, indeed. Oh, boy. Things are getting... After Tarzan has saved Jane, him and Jane have gotten a little bit closer. Wow, chicka, wow, wow. Oh, yeah. It's getting there. And she's falling in love with the man of the jungle himself. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Is we're starting to see the whole me Tarzan, you Jane, yeah, and him trying to impress her and things like that, and she's falling for it big time. Um, in the meantime, we got Clayton and Jane's father, Professor Porter, looking for her, and it gets a little bit deep in there when we start to see some more of the jungle people. I should say demons of the jungle, as they call them, start attacking, and it's getting there. It's picking up. It's getting gruesome now. It's picking up, but yeah, it's the focus of this issue is the fact that Jane and Tarzan, giggity. Sorry, I had to do that. I'm sorry, Ed. I'm sorry, Mentor, but yeah, I had to do that one. It's getting there. Yeah. But yeah, Lord of the Jungle, not bad at all. Still doing good. All right, the rest of the books are Marvel, and the first one I'm gonna kick off is Avengers Assemble, number 3. Bendis, Mark Bagley, one of my favorite artists. Yes, is the team still battling the new incarnation of the Zodiac, and the Zodiac wants the Cosmic Cube, and we see who the now. Yes, this is. You can see that. What team is that? That's the team that's in the blockbuster movie, right? We got Hulk, we got Black Widow, Hawkeye, Cap, Thor, and Iron Man. Now, this book was announced before the movie or whatever. Is it a coincidence? I think not. But the fact that it's an interesting take, and the fact that one of my favorite artists is on there, I can't resist Mark Bagley. I'm sorry. It's pretty much that's what it is. They're battling the new incarnation of the Zodiac. But the Zodiac are working for somebody else. And gotta spoil this, guys, for you. Let me spoil who they're working for. Once again, I bring up the movie. And if you saw the end of that movie, who did we see at the end of there smiling? Who's this? Coincidence? I think not. Once again. But no, no matter what, coincidence or not, or whatever, it was still fun. It was fun to see. It's good to see the Zodiac back. That's pretty much it. All right, next up, Avenging Spider-Man #7. This time, Spidey teams up with Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. Um, the artist on this is I think uh Imonet. I meant I'm saying I know I'm saying it wrong. Imonen. Anyway, sorry. Uh, Jennifer and Pete fight the Egyptian cat goddess in this, which is kind of interesting. But it was really fun. The I thought the chemistry between She-Hulk and Spidey would be a little bit more comedic and really cool, but it was kind of weird. Like she was kind of in a bad mood for certain times. Like I'm like, geez, Jen, what's wrong? Like why are you? Usually you love being around Spidey, so what's the problem? But uh, it was still fun. It's always a pleasure for me to see She-Hulk, the original She-Hulk. I always have a special place for Jennifer Walters. Cool, the Jade Glamazon. So, but other than that, it was fun. It was another fun issue of Spider-Man. I mean, I was about to say Spider-Man Brave and the Bold, Avenging Spider-Man. All right, next up, Captain America #11, Ed Brubaker. Of course, Brubaker, no slouch with Cap, best Cap writer as of right now. Cap and the rest of his friends, Dum Dum Dugan and Diamondback, the female Diamondback, she's good now, are dealing with the new Scourge. Yes, indeed. There's a new Scourge in town, and he's badass. And he's taking out people that are under the WITSEC program, the Witness Protection Program. Some people, including members of the Serpent Society, former members of the Serpent Society. And it's up to Cap to find out who this new Scourge is. And that's pretty much what this is all about. Very good indeed. But still a play. It was great to see Dum Dum. It's always good to see Dum Dum as well. I'm sorry. I have special places for certain characters like Dum Dum Dugan and people like that. All right. Next up. Excuse me once again. Journey into the Mystery. Number 637. This is part 2 of Exile. The Journey into the Mystery and New Mutants crossover. So from what I got, the gist is that nobody is who they say they are. Something happened to the Asgardians are not who they are anymore. Like Thor, everybody have been changed to other identities, and the New Mutants seem to be the only ones that kind of remember everything. And that's pretty much what it is so far. That's kind of the gist of what I got from this. But once again, I'm not reading New Mutants, so I'm not really gonna follow that. So I would have to either read it when I'm at my local bookstore or some like comic store and things like that. But other than that, it was fun, but like I was a little confused, but a very interesting take on seeing the New Mutants because I do like Magma, I do like Sunspot, and I do like Danny Moonstar. I do like those characters a lot. So yeah, it was cool. Next up, this was good. New Avengers #26. This is still continuing the story of the one of Danny Rad's Iron Fist ancestors, one of his previous Iron Fist, known as her name. Now we know who her name is. Her name is Fang Ji. And Fang Ji, she was a redheaded vessel for the Phoenix, and she was an Iron Fist. And Master Yu Tai, the leader of Kulin, basically the city, brings in help to kind of make sure she's really who she is. The prophecy of the, the bird of fire coming to Earth. And that's none other than Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio. No, Leonardo da Vinci. Excuse me, guys. Leonardo da Vinci comes to the Mystic City, the Immortal City, to help out and realize, okay, if the prophecy is true, and is there a giant bird of fire coming to Earth? And you see them creating pretty much a telescope and everything to look, and it's true. And she is truly, Fujin is truly the vessel. And I'll show you that right now, if you don't mind. While she was training with the Thunderer, that is the same teacher that taught Danny. As you can see, he's teaching her, and he's telling her to get up, do the tiger claw stance, and she's having trouble with it, as you can see. And she gets really upset, and look at the corner. What happens? Next thing you know, booyah. So basically, Fujin is the vessel. This is still the story of that Hope wasn't the first, and everybody else. Basically, this is kind of contemplating that this isn't the first time the Phoenix has come to Earth, and centuries ago, yeah, and Iron Fist was the vessel for the Phoenix Force, and this is her story, Fujin, which is really good. I like this. This is really good. The connection that Iron Fist has with the Phoenix. Now, I think everybody thought that it was going to be Danny, but even still, despite that, this is still good. That's really cool to me. I like that. All right. Next up, Punisher number 11. Greg Rucka takes a little time off from the basic crime drama that we've all come to love in terms of the Punisher, his run of the Punisher, and he gives us a little treat. This time, it's Punisher versus zombies. In Times Square, a character by the name of, what was his name again? I'm forgetting his name. Let me see. A villain. What was his name? So I'm sorry, guys. I gotta remember his name. A villain by the name of. Okay, here we go. Black Talon. There we go. Black Talon. He's a villain that tangled with the Avengers some down the line, and he has the power of necromance, so he can pretty much bring people back from the dead and things like that. And he brought a horde of zombies to Times Square, and not only that, we also get the police that are looking for the Punisher. There was a cop there, and he's telling the story of it. And he nearly gets his badge taken away. Also, we see, guess who? We see in this book also Carly Cooper, Peter Parker's old girlfriend, who works for CSU. Was in this. She was on a date with the cop that's telling the story of what the Punisher was doing in this. But yeah, this was fun. It's great to see that as serious as a writer Greg Rucka could be, he can also tell a story of just zombies, and who doesn't want to see zombies and Frank fighting zombies. That's fun to me. That's all fun indeed. Good stuff. Next up, Scarlet Spider number 5, Yosh Edwards. So it's a race against time. Houston will be destroyed, blown up if Kane and the police officer he's working with doesn't find this bomb and defuse it. It gets so bad that SHIELD almost sends an Iron Man to deal with it. And this is where we get to see Agent Coulson. Yeah, he's in this. As well as the new director of SHIELD. And that director of SHIELD is none other than Daisy Johnson, aka Quake. She is the new director of Shield, which that's great. I mean, she always had. Quake is a cool character. If you don't know who Quake is, research her. She's the. I'll give you a little gist of her. She's the daughter of Mr. Hyde. She had the ability. She has the ability power make seismic quakes. Basically, she was a part of Nick Fury's Secret Warriors. She had higher clearance than Black Widow. That's how deep into Shield she was. And we see her as the new director of Shield in this. What also bothered me is that we see Nick Fury in this, but he's looking like Ultimate Nick Fury, and I'm like, wait, whoa, like, don't tell me, Marvel, y'all are now going to integrate you're erasing Caucasian Nick Fury and bringing Black Nick Fury into the 616 universe. I'm hoping that was just a misprint or so, because from what I saw, and I'll show it to you right now, that really bothers me. Here he is right here. See that? Yeah, there's Coulson. Sorry, there's Coulson. There's Quake. And look who that is. Fury. And she says Fury. She says, shut up, Fury. And that's it. I'm hoping that's not it. I'm hoping that's just a misprint. What also was cool about this book was Kane does something in this. Sorry, I'm getting my board. Kane does something in this that was really cool. To help find the bomb, he talks to spiders. He uses, and he has all the spiders in Houston kind of help him. He pulls it like an Ant-Man routine, but it was cool. I liked it. But yeah, this was still fun. Next up, make this short and sweet. Ultimate Comics, the Ultimates number 10. Reed Richards has lost his damn mind. He nearly, you know what he did? You know what Reed Richards did? He nearly blew up Washington, D.C. That's basically all I'm going to say. That's bottom line right there. That's the biggest thing in his book. Reed has lost his damn mind. He's gone crazy. He's gone crazy. All right. Ultimate Comics X-Men. This is kind of Nick Spencer. Cool. But it's basically, there are a group of Nimrods. And they are rebuilding a Sentinel. And it looks like, and it's not just, it's all over. Nimrod's just activating. They're going crazy. And that's pretty much the gist of this book too. But it's picking up. They're picking up. All right. Next up is Wolverine, number 306. Okay. Wolverine is still tracking down Dr. Rot, because he knows he's blacking out times, and he's going on a rampage and killing people. And there are a series of deaths. And a witness actually saw Wolverine do it. A little boy, he drew a picture to show who it was. And so these detectives and this special agent have come to the, to the school and asking, Kitty and all of them, where's Wolverine? We need to talk to him. They're going out asking a lot of old Wolverine's ex-girlfriends about it. And she even mentions Dr. Rot. Once the detective said brains, he was like, Dr. Rot. And yeah, and then it gets bloody. It gets really badass bloody. Wolverine tracks down Dr. Rot, and he runs into some of Dr. Rot's people, and it gets bloody as hell. I mean, you're talking about severely showing off the sheer punishment Wolverine takes in this book. I can't even explain to you. Like, I'll give you an example of what happened to Wolverine. This guy had a chainsaw cut through his torso. Okay, he's got knives all in his back, and he got burnt by a napalm, in the face, and he's still growing back his face. He's blind in one eye, so it's still healing, and it's just getting really, really deep. And this Dr. Rot. Now, granted, guys, I fell off of Wolverine at the time when Rot first appeared, so forgive me about that. But this Dr. Rot is pretty devious and crazy. Man, I think Joker would even be a little scared of this guy. Yeah. But it was still good though. All right, the next two books are pretty much more in depth with the still tie-ins to Avengers versus X-Men. The first one, Wolverine the X-Men number 10. Guess who comes to the school? Yeah, Scott. Scott comes to the school. Now, bottom line is, for all those who out there wondering, does Wolverine's side know about Wolverine's involvement in, what's going on? They do. They watch it, and they watched it all on TV, and Wolverine says it in the beginning. He's like, it's hard. It was hard. I'm fighting people that I used to once call family. People now, they calling me a traitor because I don't agree with what's going on. I don't, he goes more in detail about popping his claws. Like every time I pop it, no matter how many times I pop my claws out, they're still bursting through my skin and things like that. And him fighting people that he used to call friends, and family. And all and behold, who comes on board? Cyclops teleported onto the base, onto the school around, and they, Wolverine's like, you got 5 seconds, get off my property, get off the property, or Krakoa, E6 Krakoa on him. And after that, it gets a little bit like, okay, Cyclops like, look, I just came here to talk. I'm waving the white flag. Let's talk. He's like, yeah, you got 5 minutes. Talk. Start talking. And Cyclops just goes on this routine about why Wolverine should join. Aaron's does a good job. He does a very good job on him. But, while Cyclops is talking, Wolverine's like, dude, do you hear yourself talking? You don't care about what the Phoenix is doing to all these other planets coming here. You just care about one thing. And it does make Cyclops come off as a dick, a major dick, and I hate that. I'm not the biggest Cyclops fan, but I do have respect for Scott Summers. And like I said before, my favorite of the Summers brothers has always been and will always be number one, Havoc. I've always loved Havoc over Cyclops, but I've always given my just respect and due to Cyclops. But Cyclops is coming off like a major dick, and he's saying, yeah, this and that, and then, okay, your time is up, go. And he's like, now, why did you really come here? Why did you really come? You knew I would say no of joining you, and then that's where basically Cyclops finally says it. You're not the only X-Men here. And basically that's where we get now a gist of why we see certain other X-Men on the side of the X-Men that work with Wolverine now. Bobby, Rachel Gray have left to go fight with Cyclops. Okay? They have gone. Rachel Gray says it. She says, if anybody knows how to control the Phoenix, I do. I've been controlling it for years. I knew how to control it. And if Hope is destined to control it, I'll help her. Bobby says, Jean died, was one of my oldest friends, and I wasn't there to help her. But if I can help Hope, okay. But also he says, Cyclops has gotten me out of a lot of trouble over years and things like that. I get where they're coming from. I understand that they want to help Cyclops and everything like that, but the way they're going about doing it, and you gotta, and I'm not looking at it from the Avengers side or the X-Men side. I'm looking at it about life. This is the Phoenix we're talking about. Death always follows with the Phoenix, not just life and rebirth. Death too. And it's like Wolverine says at the end, Iceman says at the end, he's like, look, when this is all over, I hope I can come back here. And Wolverine says, let's just hope there's something to come back to. But it was really good. Aaron does a very good job. As you know me, I'm not a big fan of Bacchio's artwork, but Wolverine the X-Men number 10 was really good. But yeah, Cyclops come off as a real dick in this book. I'm sorry, very dickish. Excuse me. Oh boy. Last but not least, we leave off on Avengers. Excuse me, X-Men Legacy number 266. Christoph Gage takes us into the world of. Still does a great job, no doubt about it. But we also get to see now where where Rogue and the rest of the team squad feels where they belong. And Kitty goes on to tell them about what's going on, the situation. Bobby and Rachel tell them that we're leaving and everybody else is willing to come. Rogue, you've dealt with the Avengers. If you haven't read Avengers Annual number 10, that's where she nearly killed nearly all the Avengers. And they showed a flashback of it. That was a very good story. She shows him taking out a lot of the Avengers, nearly killing Cap, nearly killing Thor, everybody you can think of. And she's like, no, I'm not going to go. She says, my duty is with the kids. Unfortunately, things get a little bit awkward when certain three members of the Avengers kind of come to kind of play monitor duty, and that's the Falcon, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight. And there's kind of a standoff between the school and them. Like, Falcon is trying to play peacemaker. Sam is like, look, we don't want no trouble. We're just here. You know, we called ahead to make sure. But look, we don't want any more problems between this and everything like that. And it's really, really kind of, in a way, it's kind of the X-Men's fault in this book, actually. They pulled the trigger. And Marvel is really kind of making off like the X-Men to be the ones that pull the trigger. You know, bam, bam, cap, cap. You know, start the fire. And Frenzy comes out and says to them, like, look, you know, I'm here to make sure you don't cross this line. You can stay, you can monitor us, but you don't cross the line and we're fine. But she's looking for a fight. That's all Frenzy was looking for. And she comes out and she provokes Moon Knight. She goes on to talk about Moon Knight. She's like, look, Moon Knight comes out and is like, look, I know who you are. Both of us were mercenaries. I know who you are. I know my rap sheet's all out there. I did a TV show about it. And she's like, no, you didn't do everything. You didn't put everything out there. I wonder what the X-Men, your Avengers buddies would realize if they knew what kind of nutbag you are. And that was the trigger right there. And Moon Knight just went at her and she just grabbed him and pow! And she's like, oh, look, you just crossed the line. And that was it. It started the fight right there. And that's where it really gets, like, once again, so you see a fight between She-Hulk and Frenzy, and then Falcon is still trying to play peacemaker. Look. And then you got the kids, which is kind of, this is where the trigger starts even more. You got the kids like, yeah, all right, now let's get involved. And then you have one of the kids come at She-Hulk, and she, you know, does her seismic echo smash and slap and blows the kids away. And Falcon's like, Jennifer, those were kids. Why'd you do that? And she's like, I'm sorry, but I just saw a monster coming, and that kind of triggers Rogue to get involved. And she grabs She-Hulk, and you see her absorbing her powers, and that's where all hell starts breaking loose. And it's not until Falcon's like, Red Wing, activate Avengers Protocol. Red Wing flies in, and hits the protocol, and that's when Iron Man comes, and he's basically said, Sam was only supposed to hit that button unless an emergency. You know, this is what happens when we try to play nice. And that's where everything started going. So yeah, once again, now it's looking like Marvel, y'all want to make the X-Men the bad guys now. Why? Why? You know, don't make them the bad guy. Why are you making Wolverine's side the bad guy? You know, but I will agree. Frenzy should have never started that. She started the fight. Frenzy started the fight. And Moon Knight should have kept his composure too, but it really started that fight back. But it was good. It was none of those. This was good. X-Men Legacy 266 was good. It makes me wonder where she's gonna go after this, because I have a feeling she's gonna join Cyclops group too. But this is not gonna end well for anybody. You know, there's gonna be some very, very mistrust issues after this is all said and done. I'm telling you right now, I know it. I have a bad feeling that no matter what, there's going to be problems between Wolverine's side. Whenever this is done, Wolverine's going to be like, no, y'all can't come back now. Y'all want to, y'all, I have a strong feeling that's going to happen. But that's just my beliefs. There's going to be some bad blood. I'm telling you. I guarantee you that. But other than that, guys, that's it for today. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Other than that, this is Mom and Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real as always, guys. I will see you next week, God willing, as always. You guys take care.